Top stories tonight. President Buhari condoles with families, friends, colleagues of Nigerian Air Force Beechcraft. Police arrest 3 headsmen in Ogun over attack of a community in Ayetoro. As the world marks Mother Tongue Day, Nigerians challenged to prevent extinction of local languages. Good evening. Thank you for joining us on Nta Abeokuta Channel 12 News. We're reaching you from Egonya Hill, the second highest point in Abeokuta, the capital city of the state. My name is Anila Balogun. Now the news in full. There is a saying of Nigerian origin that water may cover the footprint on the ground, but it does not cover words of mouth, just like the mother tongue, which is being threatened with time. In commemoration of International Mother Day Tongue, Sawa Khalil Ibrahim tells us more about the importance of preserving native languages.
The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, defines the mother language or mother tongue as the first language a person is exposed to or grows up speaking from childhood.
What I just said is that I'm tired today. Today's school is stressful.
The meaning is, how is it? How is work? Meaning, do you come to market? Do you come to buy? What do you want to buy?
Apart from the 3 languages, Nigeria has about 525 native languages, of which most are fast eroding, and linguists attribute this to the inability of parents to transmit their language to the children at an early childhood days.
In Nigeria, you speak what they call the Wazobia, the Hausa, the Igbo, and the Yoruba. It's like you have clicked the niche.
The theme for the 2021 Mother Language Day, which is fostering multilingualism for inclusion in education and society, recognizes that languages and multilingualism can advance inclusion and sustainable development goals. Based on this, experts say education must begin with the use of the mother language at an early childhood, which are basically formative years.
We have carried out experiments where we have children that are exposed to their mother tongue, and when they are like age 6 and above, they are introduced to the English language, which is a second language. It becomes a problem. And we have seen children where we have kept children where it is only the English language, not with their mother tongue. At age 12, when you expose these 2 sets of children, the one that started with their mother tongue and the one that started with English language, the intelligence level of the one that was started with the mother tongue is far higher.
Of the languages are clearly established to wake up the Nigerian state are part of the young and upcoming
state of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In a statement, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Godfrey Onyema, explained that his counterpart from the Republic of Benin was misquoted in an interview he granted press when he said the President of Benin Republic said he would like the relations between the 2 countries to be so close as if Benin was the 37th state of Nigeria. The statement added that the Federal Republic of Nigeria has no territorial ambition and has never aspired to make Benin or any country as part of Nigeria. The non-compliance to COVID-19 safety protocols by residents of Ekiti State has continued to be a source of concern to the state government. Kola Adebobui reports that government has begun the enforcement of safety guidelines in public places.
With the spike in the cases of COVID-19 and concern about the non-compliance with the COVID-19 protocols, the state government sealed off the affected supermarkets in accordance with the COVID-19 Disease Health Protection 2021 law, a regulation which makes the use of face masks mandatory. The task force also arrested some violators and to be prosecuted to send warning signals to the public and as means to prevent the increasing rate and the second wave of the pandemic.
We saw that people are really relaxed in following the protocols and the guidelines that were laid down for different sectors, different industries, and all of that. We kind of re-sensitize them and do a level of compliance monitoring and check their compliance level and issue warnings and also take some people to court, prosecute some people that are endangering the lives of the Ekiti people.
The state task force, while also visited other public places like filling stations, commercial institutions, as well as eateries, expressed displeasure over nonchalant attitude of many to COVID-19 protocols and affirmed that the COVID-19 protocols will be enforced strictly in Abeokuta, Kola, Adebobwiji, NT News.
A Nigerian Air Force reconnaissance platform, King Air 350, has crashed short of the Abuja Air Force runway en route Mina. In a tweet, Minister of Aviation Hadi Serika confirmed the tragic incident, saying investigations are underway. Meanwhile, airport authorities and the Nigerian Air Force are working to douse the fire. None of the 7 crew members have been accounted for and are presumed dead. President Muhammadu Buhari is deeply saddened by the fatal crash of the Nigerian Air Force Beechcraft in Abuja that claimed the lives of 7 personnel. The President, on behalf of the federal government, extends heartfelt condolences to family members, friends and colleagues of those who died as a result of the tragedy. He joins the Nigerian Air Force, the military and other Nigerians in mourning the unfortunate loss of the dedicated and courageous personnel who died in line of duty. President Buhari notes that while investigation into the cause of the crash are ongoing, the safety of the Nigerian airspace remains a key priority to the government. He prays that God will comfort the bereaved families and the nation, as well as grant the souls of the departed peaceful rest. 14 months after he was struck by a hit-and-run driver who left him on the side of the road clinging to life. A middle-aged man who is now fully recovered at the Federal Medical Center, Nta Abeokuta, but still suffering from memory loss, is anxiously waiting to be reunited with his family. Yomi Dalemo tells us more about how the patient, who simply called himself Victor, was saved from the jaws of death.
It was the worst of night for the victim, who was knocked down at Itaoshin area of Abeokuta metropolis by a hit-and-run driver, leaving him unconscious by the roadside before the officers of the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency TRACE came to his rescue and took him to emergency ward Federal Medical Center Idiaba for urgent medical care. Although he was brought back to life, things have since been difficult for the victim as his speech was incoherent, and so it took a lot of effort by the nurses and other caregivers before the victim was able to write his name down as Victor. Yet no other clue to connect him with his family.
I should get bread. You don't want bread. He had open reduction internal fixation of the femoral fracture because the injury is sustained on the thigh and also I say on the right arm. So there was fracture of the humerus, the bone of the arm, and also fracture the bone of the thigh. So the bone of the arm was managed with a POP cast, and the part of the thigh was
making.
Feeding the patient is being on our bed, and I think it is just necessary that the relatives should come out and claim this innocent boy, and make sure that his upbringing is not jeopardizing life. Otherwise, we just go on our bed, everything is time away.
For now, he only lives on the money willingly donated by doctors, nurses, and other health professionals towards its upkeep. Members of the public who have information about how to connect Victor with his family members should contact the medical director, FMC Nta Abeokuta, to help him out of his present condition.
This edition of Week in Review has stories which are major highlights of our news bulletin in the outgone week. These stories include youth and franchise and business, economic and political benefits of emergence of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
With the economic, she is a woman of many firsts and a two-time Minister of Finance in Nigeria. She is no any other person than the newly appointed Director General of World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. NTA News takes a look at the task ahead of her when she takes over the mantle. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. NTA News takes a look at the task ahead of her when she takes over the mantle of leadership at the organization.
Continental Free Trade Agreement, as far as is concerned.
If you are in position to sell, then you should be able to negotiate other things politically. When you talk of United Nations seats, we should be able to get some things there.
Residents and called on the Ogun State government to intervene so as to save them from waterborne diseases as a result of intake of contaminated water. NTA News, who monitor the situation across the metropolis, reports that residents are now trekking long distance to solar that places.
Still to hold the water. So what we have done now, plans of the
for their academic events.
There'll be a reward attached to it, something juicy attached to the reward for public.
Still from our last week bulletin, Nigeria upcoming entrepreneurs and small-scale business owners have been advised to take advantage of franchising for the expansion of their businesses while avoiding the pitfalls. This was the fallout of a one-day symposium organized by the International Franchise Association held in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital.
Our level of unemployment is very high. Therefore, governments must take franchising as a veritable tool to solve the unemployment problem.
I've been exposed to what the franchise system is all about.
To solve the unemployment problem.
I've been exposed to what the franchise system is all about. I've by our nation, Nigeria, we forget the dead end of unemployment for our youth.
Muslims have been reminded of the need to hold firmly to the tenets of Islam. The prayers go to both fellow Muslims and non-Muslims to attain God's paradise after death and also to leave good legacies. Fellow Muslims and non-Muslims to attain God's paradise after death and also to leave good legacies behind. This formed part of the sermon at the 8th-day Fidal in honor of late Alhaja Sedikat Abeke.
Mom was a very, very loving mother. He was very nice, very clean, very social. And she's nice to every neighborhood here, every other state neighborhood. I'm going to miss her. I will surely miss her.
Everybody will find it. And that's a package on this edition of Week in Review.
Turning 80 is not being fit. This perhaps explains why the Olowo family rolled out the drums to celebrate their patriarch, Chief Peter Olusegun Olowo, the Olukai